Welcome to this definitive numismatic course. In 1999, the United States Mint embarked on the 50-state quarters program, a 10-year coining initiative authorized under Public Law 105-124. This program transformed circulating coinage by issuing 5 distinct reverse designs each year in the order that states ratified the Constitution or were admitted into the Union. Struck across main facilities in Philadelphia and Denver, as well as proof strikes at San Francisco, over 34 billion individual quarters were minted. While the vast majority remain common circulating currency, specific high-pressure minting errors, die clashes, and hubbing anomalies created remarkable varieties that modern collectors actively seek. To inspect state quarters accurately, one must first understand their exact physical composition. Standard circulation state quarters feature an outer clad layer composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded permanently to a pure copper core. This specific metallurgical structure produces an official standard weight of precisely 5.67 grams, with an allowable mint tolerance of plus or minus 0.227 grams. Dimensions must measure exactly 24.26 millimeters in diameter and 1.75 millimeters in thickness, featuring 119 individual reeded grooves along the edge collar. Recognizing these strict baseline measurements is critical when distinguishing authentic mint varieties from damaged or altered planchets. During the production of state quarters, master hubs transferred designs onto working dies through high-pressure hubbing presses. When a working die moved slightly between impressions, doubled die varieties were produced, creating secondary raised lines along fine design details. Furthermore, intense press speed occasionally caused dies to collide without a planchet present, an event known as a die clash, transferring obverse lines onto the reverse die or vice versa. Additionally, mechanical tool marks created distinct die gouges. Understanding these fundamental mechanical processes provides the baseline framework for inspecting our top 4 state quarter varieties. Released on October 25, 2004, as the 30th state quarter in the series, the Wisconsin quarter features a central theme showcasing agricultural pride: a cow head, an ear of corn, and a round wheel of cheese. The Denver Mint produced 453,200,000 pieces. Shortly after distribution began, sharp-eyed collectors discovered 2 distinct mechanical die varieties originating exclusively from specific Denver working dies, known worldwide as the extra leaf high and extra leaf low varieties. To inspect the extra leaf high variety under optical magnification, focus directly on the lower left quadrant of the reverse design, specifically between the husked ear of corn and the wheel of cheese. On the high leaf variety, a prominent, raised, leaf-shaped metal outline extends upward from the base of the corn husk, curving visibly toward the upper leaves. This raised line exhibits smooth metal flow lines matching the original field luster. It is essential to confirm under directional halogen lighting that this feature is raised metal, not an in-queue scratch or post-mint gouge. Conversely, the extra leaf low variety presents a distinctly different visual signature. Examining the same field area between the ear of corn and the cheese will reveals a lower, sweeping raised line that curves downward, touching or sitting immediately adjacent to the upper rim of the cheese wheel. Under high magnification, genuine extra leaf low specimens display uniform elevated borders that merge naturally into the surrounding fields without tool marks, chemical alteration, or displaced surface metal. Always conduct digital weight verification to ensure the piece meets the official 5.67 gram standard. High-grade uncirculated examples exhibiting sharp strike definition and brilliant luster across both leaves remain highly prioritized specimens in modern diagnostic collections. Issued on April 4, 2005, as the 31st coin in the series, the Minnesota State Quarter features a scenic landscape titled Land of 10,000 Lakes, depicting a loon on the water, a person fishing, and a dense evergreen forest lining the shore. The Philadelphia Mint struck 488 million pieces. This issue is famous for generating the most extensive array of double die reverse varieties in modern U.S. coinage, with over 60 documented die stages catalogued by numismatic researchers. Inspecting a 2005 P Minnesota double die requires systematically examining the evergreen tree line situated to the right of the state outline and lake shore. Under 10 power to 20 power optical magnification, look for secondary raised tree outlines, extra pine branches, or distinct raised metal humps sitting directly in the open field adjacent to the primary evergreen trees. The most dramatic varieties, such as WDDR001, display a fully detached secondary tree trunk sitting cleanly in the lake field area. Because dozens of working dies experienced secondary hubbing alignments, minor die stages exhibit subtle raised points or split branch tips among the dense forest foliage. Collectors must carefully distinguish these genuine raised doubled die features from mechanical die deterioration doubling, which appears flat and shelf-like. Genuine doubled die trees exhibit rounded, three-dimensional relief identical to the primary design elements. Place the specimen on an analytical scale to confirm 5.6 to 7 grams weight, ensuring the planchet has not been shaved or altered, and inspect the reeded edge for uniform collar depth. Released on January 4, 1999, the Delaware State Quarter inaugurated the entire 50-state quarters program. The reverse honors Caesar Rodney's historic 1776 ride, depicting him on horseback alongside a central heraldic eagle motif on the lower field. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a mintage of 373 million pieces, specific early working dies produced a famous die clash variety popularly known as the spitting eagle. A die clash occurs when obverse and reverse dies strike one another under full pressure without a planchet positioned between them. On the 1999 P. Delaware Quarter, the outline of Washington's obverse profile clashed heavily into the reverse working die. As a result, a prominent raised die line was transferred onto the reverse field, extending directly outward from the beak of the heraldic eagle toward the rim. When inspecting a suspected 1999 P. spitting eagle under directional lighting, confirm that the line extending from the beak is distinctly raised above the field surface. Post-mint scratches displace metal and leave incuse valleys, whereas an authentic die clash presents as an elevated ridge of solid metal formed during coining. Verifying that this raised line connects cleanly to the beak without field disruption confirms a genuine specimen. In 2009, following the completion of the 50-state quarters program, the U.S. Mint issued 6 additional quarters honoring the District of Columbia and U.S. territories. The District of Columbia quarter features celebrated jazz legend Duke Ellington seated beside a grand piano. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, specific working dies contained secondary hubbing misalignments on Ellington's hand. Inspecting this variety requires examining Duke Ellington's right hand positioned directly over the piano keys under high-power optical magnification. On genuine doubled die reverse specimens, clear secondary raised lines appear across the fingers, creating the visual impression of an extra finger or doubled key outlines along the trailing edge of the keyboard. Across all 4 state quarter varieties analyzed in this course, the 2004 D Wisconsin Extra Leaf, the 2005 P Minnesota Extra Tree, the 1999 P Delaware Spitting Eagle, and the 2009 P DC Duke Ellington, physical testing remains essential. Always verify weight on a calibrated digital analytical scale to confirm 5.6 to 7 grams, measure dimensional tolerances, and inspect reeded edge integrity. Because high-grade specimens exhibiting clean strike definition and uncirculated surface preservation carry significant historical interest among collectors, submitting unverified coins to recognized third-party grading services ensures official authentication and encapsulation. Thank you for following this comprehensive 2-hour state quarter masterclass.